Hey y'all, this is Church of Caboose and trying to help you guys out with a part 3 of the raid, the third encounter with the boss and his deception. I don't want to even try to say his name because if I say it wrong, odds are someone will tear me apart for it. And I'd rather not deal with that. So we're on part 3 of the deception. As you guys can see, I'm overlooking the whole area. I want to give a special shout out to the fellows that I found off of LFG who are letting me do this with them and teaching them. Most of them have not done this before, but I do not want to tell you who hasn't done it because they're all doing outstanding, and what's the point? Because there's no point of bringing that kind of thing up. But my fire team consists of Infinity Nub, Potato Ninja 45, Problem 10, Super Jesus 01, and Thrust Heat 7. So far, it's been great, and I've really appreciated it. So why I'm doing this video is because particularly from this encounter and the last encounter, people seem to maybe not be quite understanding what current guides are trying to tell them. And what I will be doing that might be different from them is I will talk you through how each of these encounters works. I have also done this for the first two encounters. But I will talk you through how this encounter works, as well as having gameplay. So as a result, there could be some wipes. After a certain point, I will just cut it off because there's no point in you guys seeing a whole bunch of failed attempts. But I don't think that'll be the case because so far we haven't needed it. So here is how this encounter works. So when you get done with the jump puzzle, you come out into this beautiful, huge-looking treasure vault room that makes me wish I was like Callus or Scrooge McDuck, one or the other, because both their treasure rooms look the same. And you can see this huge platform area from this angle. It's a little bit easier to kind of see what I'm talking about, so I will describe it from up here first. So what will happen with this encounter is you are essentially trying to get rid of the fake boss. This encounter is commonly referred to as something deception or phase 1. So as you can kind of see from where I am at, I'm going to go ahead and hop up on Callus's hand over here because there's a giant statue of him buried in the gold. Is I'm going to hop up here and show you guys what I'm talking about from the air, and then we will go down to the ground and try this. How I would suggest splitting it is because you can see you have 3 areas. You have like this normal, pretty plain looking platform. Then you have a platform off to the right with a bunch of those Cabal war dogs. This platform is commonly referred to as dogs. So as we go along in this encounter and the next encounter, there could be something like crystal dogs or dogs needs buff, something like that. And especially if you're more of an LFG group, like this group and I is, some kind of communication about the area could be more useful than gamer tags. For myself, I tend to struggle with names of individuals and just remembering off the top of my head what someone's name is, but it's a lot easier to remember the area that you're in. So we have, usually kind of seems to be called as either center or main, is this area I'm shooting at right now. We've got dogs over here on the right. You could also call it red because you can see that red carpet. And then we've got down here directly below Callus's pinky is purple, and I call it purple because it's glowing purple. That's kind of self-explanatory, but just in case. How this encounter works, really, it's pretty simple. You just kind of start putting some pieces together. So you start off, you have your rally barricade. The big thing that you need to make sure about that you're all split up for is so when we get down to this area, there will be a deception that spawns in each of the 3 areas, usually at the front. So you can see where I'm shooting on the main, see where I'm shooting on dogs, see where I'm shooting on purple. A deception will spawn. So to start it, you punch the deception. Now, how do you defeat the deception? How you defeat it is kind of long, but not super complicated. You want to make sure when you have that deception punched, your 3 fire teams or 2 are all in their respective areas. Why is that? Because these like walls of void, or I guess green looking hive mist, will separate you. So I want to kind of shoot. You can kind of see how these sections are divided up into thirds. And there's going to be this barrier that you cannot get through that spawns up, blocking you off from each other. And what you have to do is you have to break the barrier, and then you in the side of the barrier is broken down. You break the other barrier, and then you do boss damage. Well, how do you get to the barriers broken and then the boss damage? It's not crazy hard. One of the 3 sections will get that green circle buff. So every single team probably should stick with the original 3 that were getting buffed. But only one person will have that buff. So let's just say, for example, we started this event right now. Maybe buff spawns on purple, so it'll be around in the area I'm shooting at with my recluse. So if I was on purple, since I've been getting the buff before, and then so I would grab that buff, and then you would operate as normal. I can kill half the ads, my teammate can kill the other half of the ads. But here is the trick. When my timer goes down, you have to have killed a couple of knights and an ogre in order to get the wall to go down. So I have, say I have the blessing. I have to make the fruit come back. How I make the fruit here is you kill a couple of knights, you kill the ogre, and then the fruit will appear usually to the right of your area. So if it's purple, it probably spawn over where I am currently shooting at. If I was in the main, it probably spawn over where I'm shooting at right now. If I was dogs, it probably spawn over where I am shooting at. But for the sake of continuous and consistency, we'll assume from purple. So we get that fruit to spawn in because the ogres are down. So if you are the team that is giving, so you have the blessing and you are passing on the blessing to someone else, both you and your teammate need to be in the fruit. But only one person from the team that is receiving needs to be in the fruit to get the blessing. So what do I mean by that? So say myself and my teammate were on purple. I have the blessing and I need to pass it on to main or center, whatever you want to call it, this area that I just shot at. We would both run to the fruit right here, my teammate and I that are in purple, because I need to pass on the blessing to the other side, but my teammate needs to get the blessing. That's why we have to have 2 in the fruit that are giving the blessing and 1 that is receiving. So then the one from main would be in that area. He would get the blessing and we could go to returning as normal, and that wall between us and main would drop. And so now we can get to 2/3 of the map. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you'll see the gameplay, and it'll probably be a little bit easier to understand as we go at it. So now what we do, now 2 of the 3 quadrants have the blessing and their walls are down. Well, you keep doing the same thing. So you kill the knights, you kill the ogres, you work together, and as normal, it's imperative that whoever has the blessing doesn't die. It's just so much easier. If the person that has the blessing dies, there is a way to get it back. Usually a buff spawns in, but it's much less chaotic. So if you have the blessing, do not die. Use your super, whatever you gotta do. If you don't have the blessing, it's more forgiving if you die. But anyway, so both sides now have the blessing. Now what happens? So you keep going through, you kill the knights, you kill the ogres, and then you go and everyone this time goes to the fruit. So you have your 2, like your purple, your center, and the dogs all run to where I'm shooting at right now, where the fruit is at, and everyone shoots it and they all trade the blessing. And here is one little tidbit that I kind of forgot to mention. One of these 3 sides will have the deception. Whoever has the deception sting in their area is the last person to have to worry about doing anything with the fruit or the buff. But how you avoid from dying, because that deception will come after you and kill you, acolytes, there's lots of thralls in all the areas. I would suggest no matter what area you're in, staying on these higher things, like these little pyramids that are on each side, or the boxes, because it just makes it easier. The deception can't get you and then the thrall can't get you. So anyways, now we're back at to all 3 have met areas, so all 6 teams have met up at the fruit. Now what happens? Well, you all switch your buffs around because you destroy the fruit, And now it's time for damage phase. The damage phase can be tricky, and this is why. In order to do damage to the deception, one person who is buffed and one person who is not buffed have to punch the deception pretty much at the same time. And if the people that aren't punching, so say I was punching and Prablin was buffed, but he and I are right next to each other, but I punched, he will lose his blessing. So anyone that's not punching, especially if you have a blessing, needs to stay reasonably far back. I can't quite just tell you a specific, like, oh, it's 20 meters away and you're going to be okay. I can't tell you that. That'll come with a little bit of trial and error, and hopefully you can see it from our video. You don't have to be super far back, like halfway across the map, but you don't want to be within reaching distance of the person that is punching. Hopefully that makes sense. And if so, those two people punch the deception, his shield goes down, damage. Use your outbreaks. Outbreaks really common. Whatever you got, mountaintop, that kind of thing. Well of radiance being dropped will be really helpful. And then not too long later, his shield will come back up, and then another person will punch, because the first person with the blessing who punched doesn't have his blessing anymore. So then another person with the blessing has to punch, as well as a person who is not blessed. So the person who is not blessed could be the same every single time. Or you can just, if you're not blessed, you just punch the thing every single time. So you just do that cycle over and over and over. It's like 3 or 4 times. Probably, I guess probably just 3. And then you go and do this whole thing over again until you kill the deception. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Does anyone got any questions so far about how this all works? It's a little longer and complicated.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, I mean, it might be easier once you start trying. If you got any questions, go for it, because odds are someone watching this has the same question.
To take the shield down before we even get to damage phase, we have to kill all the ads, and then what happens?
So to take his shield down, in order to pass the buff round,
No,
all
not
the
his
ads
shield,
do have
not
to
his
get
shield,
destroyed.
But this shield, the one I'm shooting out with my recluse, the barriers.
Oh, the barriers only go down once the fruit has been activated to pass on the blessing.
And so so say you have the blessing and I don't. Then we both go into the fruit and we shoot it after we clear all the ads, and then we pass the blessing to somebody else.
Yeah, so let's just say in that instance, what's your gamer tag again? Just because my little Twitch bar is blocking the overlay.
Infinity nub.
So Infinity. So say you and I have the blessing, but you don't. We're paired together, and we're passing it on. So we both are in the fruit. Someone else from the other group's in it. You would then have the blessing. I would not. And the person from the other team who was in that little pink aura would then have the blessing, and that wall goes down. And so we can help them out. So with their ads, they might not need it, but it is kind of nifty to have that extra little oomph with ogre, so someone gets their ogre down there.
So do they stand in the same exact fruit, or do they stand in their own fruit?
They stand in the same exact fruit as us. The fruit works the same as that very first encounter to get into the raid area. So let's see. Let's see if I can think of like a.
So
okay, so
essentially,
I have the blessing, you don't. So you know on the fruit when you're paired in your team. So if I had the blessing, you didn't, you destroy the fruit, then you got the blessing. It's the same concept. So since you and I are paired, say I had the blessing, you didn't, and the group we are passing it on to, neither one of them would have the blessing. So if they're both in that pink aura, they would both get the blessing because there's nothing for them to flip back and forth between. Does that make sense? So that's why only one of them.
Well, so how did they get to our side to get into our aura?
Oh, I'll hop down. So if you and I are on purple, and so the fruit would be right around where I am standing. So they would be on the other side of this wall, and the aura would cover it, so they would just run up close.
Question.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that answers it now. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anyone else have any other questions?
Guardian down.
No, let's get this trial and error done.
Sounds good. Let's go ahead and just go for it. I have a rally. I can put down a rally for this one. See if we can figure out how to get this dude to spawn in. Maybe we all have to hop down here. By the way, I'll do a lore video later at some point about where all the lore is at. But just since it's really easy, one lore is right here on the inside of his pinky finger.
Oh,
alright, cool. So that's the boss.
Same groups.
That's the boss man. So you can see that symbol that's from the raid on his head. That's the boss dude, Galgaron or whatever. And he will have a deception. That's who we're trying to kill. Alright, let's see if we can't find where the rally is at. Because normally the rally should be like right
teams.
Here. Yeah, so churches,
teams.
groups. How about you, Infinity? You and I go purple, just because for you, we use the purple a lot as our example.
Yeah.
And then you other pairs can figure out where you want to go. It could wipe us, which is okay. I've noticed a glitch where when this encounter starts off, if you don't start really quick, it will wipe you, which is a-okay. Alright, so we got Church and Infinity on purple.
On us.
It looks like we got Super and Potato on, like, what do you guys want to call it, Potato? What do you want to call that area?
Gold.
Gold?
Gold, purple, red.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we got Red of Trust and Parabolin. And we just
Purple, red, gold.
Alright.
Is that where we're going with?
Yeah, so if you guys are down, how you start it is we just punch, someone just punches a deception and we just see what happens. Go ahead, you can punch an Infinity if everyone's rallied up. So who's got the blessing? Alright, Dogs has the blessing, so someone from Dogs needs to hop in that green aura.
I'll do it. Okay.
And whoever has the blessing, you only can kill the thralls, and when the ogre it spawns. After the two witches die, then the ogre will spawn.
I'm guessing, Main, you have the deception on you?
Yeah, gold. That's the guy.
Okay.
Or gold, sorry. So, Dogs, make sure you're talking with Purple about when you need us to meet at your fruit, and I will meet you to receive the blessing. Infinity, you don't need to worry about receiving that blessing.
Ogre's down.
Ogre's down.
Alright, so I'm going to come over here. Fruit is up, so you guys can pass it to Church whenever you are able to, but you both have to be in the fruit. So that way one of you keeps it.
Alright, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh. I see how this goes, okay.
Yep, and then you just do that. Yep. It's really not super hard. The only part that gets kind of complicated is the next phase, and that's just because it combines everything. It's not so much that it's really hard, it's just a lot to think about.
Oh my god, this freaking witch.
Good guns for people that are watching would be Outbreak is really commonly used. Machine guns work well, or rockets with boss spec. Loaded questions pretty popular for witches and ogres. And then I love Recluse. Recluse works so well for PvE, but not
Ogre.
can have that. That's not reasonable. I got the ogre. Oh, unless the thrall hops right in front of me. So here's an example of losing a blessing. Hopefully I can recover this. Let's see. Alright, I need a blessed person to come take care of our ogre over here on purple. And then we can all get passed around in that fruit once the ogre's done.
I'm not
and I will stay out of the circle. So, Infinity, you're going to be in that fruit once that ogre is down.
It's down,
which is cursed.
Oh, I'll pick it up
Nobody's.
right now. I got it. The thing popped up, so I was able to take it.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, well, it wiped us.
Alright.
Did you guys get the gist? That's why it's important
What
to
do we
not
do
be
right there?
the blessing and die. Because I had the blessing and it basically made everything so much more difficult.
What do we do on that part? I just spawned those.
It's the point. First part is like breaking the barriers.
Yeah, basically the first chunk is taking down the barriers so we can all work together. and then it's damage phase, and then you take down all the barriers, and then it's damage phase, and we probably don't need more than 2, but you can have 3 before enrage happens.
So no crystals.
There's no
Spawn
crystals on this part. It's phase 2 that has the crystals. Phase 2 will take more talking through. Well, I would think would take more
Alright.
talking through.
I'm gonna start
If
it.
you guys are
That's
ready,
alright with
someone
you
just
guys?
punch it, and we are all set, and we'll see where the blessing spawns in at. Blessing is at
I'ma
gold,
put-
so we should have the deception. Yep. So purple, we
Jesus.
don't have to worry about
Can you
much of
grab
anything besides just killing
Grab
ads
this
and
and kill the thrall.
that's it. Just stay alive.
What did you say? It was.
Affinity, since we have the deception, we don't have to do anything but stay alive and kill ads. They have to do all the switching of the fruits.
Alright, see.
Where's... Come over here. This cauldron. Once they kill their ogre, we give them some stuff. We switch it between ourselves at the same time.
What blew me up?
You're gonna hit that. Yeah, you're hitting that sword. I got
Oh, that makes sense. I guess be careful with the
Yeah.
sword if you're.
Jesus has 10 seconds. Oh, we're on the wrong side. Jesus.
You guys go to the other one.
Yeah,
you
you're
guys gotta
right.
go to the one to your right. It's almost always to your right.
We need salt
So
over here.
Grappling and Trust the Heat. Trust the Heat. One of you guys gotta go in that thing. Oh, this might be a
That was my
wipe
fault.
if you don't have a blessing.
We can get it back
The wipe.
in the middle.
Oh, if someone can get it back, then someone get it back, and the person that then you
Sure.
both just go back in it and just do it.
Rest, get over here.
It's only one
Alright.
person in there.
That was my fault. I went
And
to the
shoot
wrong
it.
side. Jesus, shoot it. Jesus, yeah, shoot it. Land it.
There you go. Perfect. Now we're
Splash.
switched. Now you do the same thing that you were just doing, only now the point is to open the wall between dogs and purple.
Trying to get a well up.
Oh, we gotta hurry. So here's the deception doing its green thing, which means we're about to get wiped. When this green happens, for those of you that are watching, that means you need to start the damage phase sooner.
We're
or
down.
else he wipes
Oh,
you.
shoot.
So there is a time component to it, but once you guys get down how the pattern works, it's really not that bad. It just feels rough for now if you're doing this just because it's kind of new, probably, or you're figuring out your team's coordination, which happens. And if you're with LFG, please be patient with each other. It's not easy for anyone to be getting paired up with people that are not used to their voices and things, because that does really help with raids. Part of the world's first thing is people play together forever, leading up to their world's first attempt. So be patient with each other, y'all. I hope from just watching this, guys, you're getting a good picture of how this happens. And if at the very least we get to a damage phase here soon, you will definitely have a good idea. And if you can do that, you'll be fine. All right, are we
Hey,
ready?
Caboose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a well. Next time for ads, I'm gonna put a well right here.
Okay.
Just so we can
Yep,
both have
wells
it.
on top of like
Just
the
like that.
boxes and pyramid type things are the best.
You guys ready?
Well, yeah, but two of us on the
Yeah,
this
if
right
you guys
here.
are ready, I got this. Here you go. Let's try it. We're doing
Shit.
pretty well. Like this is a bit pretty complicated. So. Again, I highly recommend Outbreak Prime, because even if you can't damage someone because they're immune, you can prime them with your nano Seabite things. And make them more susceptible to more damage. Oh, we got the deception again.
That's this wizard. Ogres.
Come to your well or your rift.
It's on this side.
It's always gonna be this side that's clockwise.
Ready?
Yep. I just forgot which way
Okay.
the clock moved.
Alright, they got their barrier down. You guys are doing good. Good job, guys, for getting that barrier down.
First down. At 10 seconds on Witch's Blessing.
Alright,
Everybody
everyone
get
meet up
to
in the
the,
fruit. Everyone
crystal
come to
on
the fruit.
red.
Everyone come to the fruit.
Quick, 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 quick,
Everybody.
quick.
Everyone's got a rift. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's split up. Church has got the first punch. Who's got the non-bless punch?
Got it.
Alright,
I don't.
punch him. There you go. So you got damage phase right here. I'll get the reds as soon as
Don't
it's
revive
not on
me.
your body anymore. Lunafactions will be outstanding because you can use Outbreak for turn
Yeah, I have it.
percentage of damage. Alright, I need a second blessing to punch him. There's the second blessing.
Anybody got a red?
I got a red.
How many times we got to do? There you go. Okay.
Alright, his shield's up. I need a third blessing if we have one to punch him. Do we have a third? Nope, we don't have a third, so we'll do it again. But that's how the damage phase works. Hopefully that gives you guys a good image. So basically you just do that same thing. Everyone goes back to their edges. The deception, you get a little bit of time to grab ammo if you want, but once he starts doing this thing, you can see now where it's going green, you have to
We don't
punch
have
it,
time anymore.
or else you get wiped. And so now it's the exact same thing again, and this time purple, we have the blessing,
don't
so
have
I'm
them.
grabbing it.
Jeez, what the heck?
Really, you guys are doing just really good with this. You're picking up on everything pretty quick. I am rather impressed. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And for those YouTube folks that are watching, I'm normally a Titan main. It's just my Hunter's my last character for the week where I could have benefits on every encounter. That's how it was.
Yeah, let me caboose. I'm gonna put it.
Here's a tether.
Oh, that's a terrible spot.
Oh wait, you only can shoot him.
No, because the wherever that.
Alright, now go to the right. We're going to get our fruit. We need to both be over here, Infinity. On
Wait,
the
wait,
purple
wait,
side.
hold on. Yeah, I'm coming.
Alright, and
Yeah, do it
everyone
now.
shoot it.
I'm gonna put a well down.
Sure. Wells always help.
God.
Ogre should be here soon. That'll be you, Infinity, for the ogre.
Ogre's out.
Yeah,
Alright, everyone go to the
there's
far right side
I
by
have 10.
Potato Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone comes to this fruit. Everyone has to come here. We have to all switch it. Everyone's got a rift
Rick.
that'll help with the deception kids.
3.
Shoot it now.
And shoot it.
Now.
Alright, Church has got first
Dodge,
blessing.
dodge,
I
dodge,
need a
dodge,
non-blessing.
dodge.
Everyone else back away. Oh, I just lost my
Okay.
blessing, so we're gonna lose one damage phase. It's okay.
I am my
Lost
blessing.
mine. He was.
Oh, everyone lost
Okay.
theirs? Okay, so that's what we gotta make sure we're spread out.
Oh, I got
you have time.
Witch Blessing.
Everyone just punch
Hit
him
it.
if everyone lost
Punch
it
it.
anyways, just to see if we can beat him to death enough.
There we go.
Everyone
You gotta
punch
try
him
this
just in
one more
case.
time before.
Why not? See what happens.
Get one more try before he enrages.
Alright, one more try.
Possible.
So we need to make sure for this damage phase, this is our last one really, that, because enrage is near,
Oh,
that
everybody
we
watches that.
spread
I'm
out.
gonna
So
punch
what we're
him.
going to do
Ready?
is
Boss.
punch him. Is dogs, or no, excuse me, we'll go dogs, we'll get the first punch. So whoever's blessed on the dog side with the first blessing, and then someone that's non-blessed. And then we'll go purple, and then main. So if you're not dogs, stay decent away from them, and then if you're purple, then you're next. Does that make sense? We're gonna go dogs, purple, gold. Does that work
dogs,
for everyone?
purple, gold. Got it.
Dogs, purple, gold. So that way we get, because if we get the maximum damage out of this, we should be fine in killing them. We have less than
There's
half
so
to
many
go.
thralls.
If we do dogs, both of us on dogs, not dogs. If we do gold last, it won't really work as a
Or,
gold has.
or we can do gold, dog, purple. Do you guys want to do that? Gold, dog, purple?
Sure.
Or ogres
We
down.
both will have blessing.
Don't have blessing.
It should
Worse.
be down by you guys. It's below you guys. Behind you guys.
If you don't
Oh,
have one,
what the heck?
it respawns.
Oh shoot! I
Yeah,
forgot.
it respawns. It was there at the
Shoot!
very
I keep
beginning.
forgetting. Arrgh.
You guys are good. Now
Okay,
just
on
take
it.
care of your stuff. You'll be switching out with purple. Purple
down,
will be
over down.
meeting you over in your corner.
All right.
Alright.
That's always.
I got it,
Ready?
Infinity. So we need both the purple guys to be by the fruit. And kill it. And- Alright, hopefully I got some of those ads off your butts.
We gotta make sure the boss isn't near the crystal when.
Remember, we're going to go
when
gold,
everyone is ready.
dogs, purple. So purple, we are. Oh, Nub got
Oh,
DC'd.
no, what happened?
I think Nub's got DC'd.
That might- You have the blessing. Kurt, yeah. If you have the blessing, you might be able to continue it.
I don't. If we do, I'll switch it. I have the blessing myself. We can switch it back and forth a little bit. But I need someone to
Open
kill
it.
my witches. And then, so
On
we
my
can
way.
maybe, but I think this is a wipe. I'm not sure how we would fix it. from
Yeah.
here.
He's doing the wipe. We'll just get let him back
I think
in.
he got
if we
DC'd.
can.
I think.
I'll send him a message so he doesn't lose this.
Alright, well for those of you that were watching, you did see us get to a damage phase. So hopefully that gives you a accurate and perhaps more in-depth image of how that encounter works. You should reasonably, especially if you're taking care of not losing blessings and things, be able to two-phase the boss. So hopefully I appreciate you guys found this video to be helpful. I know we will clear this before too long tonight. If you want to raid report it, go for it. I won't feel bad about it. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I really hope this helped you guys out. You guys are all fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. HeroToBomb.com. And if you like it, give me a subscription or like the video. And thank you guys all so much. Have a great day and happy grinding.